Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nate.
And
You're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Frederick. Today, Thursday, October 17th, and I'm your host, Danny Gurry. And those two were Fresh Squeezed Please that we featured a while ago. They make the best lemonade. So if you ever see them out and about, you must stop and support them. I just love that whole business. All right. Let's talk about what is happening on the show today. All right, today is the final day of hurricane relief efforts by Pulling for Veterans. So, that's what's happening in Frederick. How about this? How about the rundown? Like I just said, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Anyway, today is the final day. We're going to talk about that in what's happening in Frederick. Got a little ahead of myself. Here's the show rundown. We got local news, weather, and sports with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express. Then we'll get into what's happening in Frederick. It's all the events. And then we have Ronald Layman, local artist. I talked to him today. He is so talented, 4th generation and born and raised right here in Frederick County. And then Melissa Bolden from NAD Wellness Spa. She is taking science to anti-aging and has some really cool stuff that she is offering there. And I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. You got to subscribe and like and comment and share, please. And of course, purchase the merch. When you buy the Good Morning Frederick merchandise, you're going to help kids in Frederick County now through November. So you've got to purchase your Good Morning Frederick gear. Of course, like I said yesterday, I only have like 6 of these cool trucker type, really lightweight. I love them. Hats. So happy about those. Gray and black. And then, of course, we've got the ornaments that I showed you yesterday. Oh, I gave one to my brother, I think. So I don't have it right here with me, but we got the ornaments. We got beanies and T-shirts. We got our long sleeve winter tees in. And we've got our 100th show shirts left. And some OG gray and we've got, and the fleece and beanies. We got tons of stuff. So we want you to stop by the home of everything Frederick, actually opening today through Sunday. So you're going to want to stop by and you can pick up your merch and you're going to get great stuff and you're going to help kids in Frederick County have a Christmas. All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, if you haven't already, and ask a friend or two to subscribe. As you're out and about today and you run into people, just say, hey, have you heard about this great show, Good Morning Frederick? Well, it's on YouTube. And if you subscribe, it would be wonderful. We're shooting for 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. I know we can do it. We've got the rest of October, November, and December to just get 500. Well, actually, we probably need 450 at this point. So I know we can do it. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And if you popped in and said, what the heck? What's the show all about? Well, this show is all about you, Frederick County, Maryland, the people, the community, the happenings. And it's pretty cool. We talk to a lot of really, really interesting people. All right. Don't forget about the podcast. If you're in the car and you just want to listen, or maybe around the house, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and other platforms where you get your podcasts. All right, let's go ahead and get Thursday going. Well, we must thank our show sponsor, We Help You Move. Whether you're moving across the street or across the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts make that whole thing easy. We Help You Move is veteran owned. They're a huge supporter of the Frederick community. You can find them at wehelpyoumove.com. And if you're on social and you see somebody say, hey, you know of a mover? Do you recommend somebody? Please, you can tell them. Danny from Good Morning Frederick recommends We Help You Move. We use them to move from our townhouse to storage and from storage to the home we're in now. They did a fantastic job, and they're just great people, and you get great work at an affordable price, which we like. All right. I know, let's see. I think Bob's clicked in here. We'll get started with him and give Chris a chance to get to the studio. Well, good morning.
Well, hey there. It's Danny.
Yes,
Good morning, Frederick.
it is. And it's Bob.
How are you?
I'm good. I had to turn on my heat for the first time this morning.
Oh, yeah. Don't you hate that? Well, welcome to it. It's going to be, the Farmer's Almanac said it's going to be a rough winter.
Oh, rough in cold or snow too?
Yes.
Ah, great. I mean, actually,
ready.
I would really like one good, decent, you have to stay in snowstorm. But other than that, you know, I don't like all the mucky, yucky stuff.
There's the difference between you and morning radio hosts, where we love the yucky, and you know what? I have had a blow up mattress in the conference room and slept there overnight, because you got to make sure you're there in the morning.
That's true. This is true. And to be honest, just being in radio period means you don't get any snow days. So
you don't really get any snow days, no. And sliding down Gravel Hill Road sideways sometimes is just not fun for an old guy like me. And I've sat there many times and said, I'm done with this. So, the only snow I want to see is in a snow globe.
There you go. There you go. That works for sure.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you watch the interview last? Oh, did you watch Matlock yet?
I haven't. I didn't watch Matlock yesterday, so I'm going to cue that up for this weekend.
Okay.
I have a little bit more extra time. I caught snippets of the interview. I have to say this. Look, I'm wondering if now they're thinking, what the heck were we thinking by going on this interview to a not so friendly, or not that Brett Baer isn't friendly, but just fully, boy, he really towed the line and didn't let her, or tried not to let her, get away with. But every response was about Donald Trump, which was crazy. It's really nuts.
You know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about. No, I don't know what you're talking about. That was one of the best lines in the whole thing. She was like, you know what we're talking about? No, I really don't.
I really don't.
I really don't. Tell me what you're talking about. Yeah. I think that if you're going to look at this in the Kamala side, right, Kamala Harris's side, they've got to go, well, she went toe to toe. She did what she needed to do. She was a bit forceful. She shushed him. That's what I think is funny. You know, I would have just sat there and said, did you just shush me? Because he's trying to get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
And she knew that from what we were talking to Ryan Schmeltz from Fox News this morning, and he said that Brett Baer said, you know, they were supposed to be a half-hour interview. Then it was supposed to be 20 minutes. And then they were like, oh, no, 20 minutes. And then she shows up late. So he had a lot of things to try to get into. And then all of a sudden they're all going on the sidelines, wrapping it up, wrap it up. And so I don't think he was able to get to as much. And she used that to her advantage.
Yeah.
And I think that's, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, you're like, hey, we went into the belly of the beast and we survived.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe survived, but
yeah. Well, I don't know how many people who support her. I would think that you would hope that a lot of people went in and watched this interview and realized that Brett Baer didn't attack her. He just was like, look, this is what you said in 2019 when you were running for president. Are you saying the same thing now? She did say, we're not going to be a continuation of Joe Biden. But I can't imagine her filling cabinet positions that Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton or the leadership is not going to tell her what to do if she happens to win. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Countdown is on. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Chris. I thought Chris was going to be here today, but the boss was in the studio this morning. So when that happens, you just never know what exactly is going to happen. So if you need, I will do some of the news for you.
Sure.
I think he's mad because the Mets lost and he's embarrassed.
I think that's it, actually. Yeah.
I think he's embarrassed. All right. A Frederick man received 10 years in prison during a sentencing earlier this week. Frederick County State's Attorney John Michael Hartman said was sentenced to violating conditions of his probation. I need my glasses for this one. On probation during an incident 4 years ago, he fired 5 shots from a handgun into engine blocks of 2 vehicles that belonged to the victim. Following that incident, he told the victim to have a nice night. Police recovered a .45 caliber shell casings at the scene. That incident occurred back in 2020, so it's really kind of a long ways back there, and he's finally getting sentenced. The defendant not only was a threat to public safety, but a threat to the lives of others, according to State's Attorney Charlie Smith, who said in a statement he deserves a lengthy sentence. Drunk driving can also turn into a situation that has profound impact on the lives of others. Other stories out there, I think that a suspect, officers in Montgomery County, 4th District, arrested an adult male following assault that occurred Monday at the 1400 block of Arcola Avenue. Approximately at 9:53, 4 district officers responded to a report of an assault. The investigation revealed that the victim, who was a rabbi, was walking on a sidewalk when he encountered the suspect, and for unknown reasons, the male suspect, identified as 47-year-old Junior Michael Reese, swung a wooden stake at the victim, striking him. Reese then left the area. The incident is being investigated as a hate crime. And I think we saw a story earlier they were talking about it this morning, and that was, oops, sorry about that, that a student in Montgomery County hit a teacher and threw a laptop at a teacher. And I'm like, we were talking about how does that happen today's age? I really don't understand that.
Well, when I was interviewing those that are running for the Board of Education open seats, those that would interview with me, I said that was a big problem. That they, how can teachers be in the classroom when kids are doing things like that? That's just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. We talked about that earlier this morning. So, hey, there he is, Mr. Met himself.
Hey,
he's finished mopping his tears from.
Yes. Well, I don't want anybody to slip. We don't want any lawsuits from people slipping on my tears on the floor here. So I had to mop it up. Mike Banks made me. Good morning. You got to love it when you're ready to log on and then you can't get a computer on because everything is froze up. You got to love computers.
Frozen because of the cold weather or just frozen because the electronics are not doing so well?
The latter, maybe because, you turn it on, ready to hit that link, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, nothing's running. Like, oh gosh, it always happens when I'm ready to go on air. But anyway, I'm here. Bob, great job with the news.
Yeah, do you want to do the sports? Or you can do how the Mets lost.
I'll tell you what, I'll stick to weather because then I'll have to mop the floor again with my tears. So how about I'll stick to weather. Look, I have some good news. Weather looks good. So today looks like it's going to be a high of 61. Lots of sunshine. Tonight, clear sky. It's going to be down to a low of 39. And for your TGIF, it's going to be 70. Again, mainly sunny sky. And then tomorrow night, mostly clear. We're looking at a low of 39 tomorrow. So there you go. It's going to be chilly out there. I was listening to one of the weather reports, and they were saying in most areas around the country, it's about 10 degrees cooler than it normally is at this time.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying to Bob when we came on, I had to turn on my heat this morning.
I haven't gone that far yet. Because
61 upstairs. So that's a little chilly.
Now, see, I like it when it's nice and cold. So, and actually, me and my wife, believe it or not, we still have the fan on. Like, I don't know if it's just the noise that does it, but we have our fan on even when it's really cold.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So do we. I mean, that's because my wife wants it. So
yes, I have a fan too.
Yes, women of certain age do feel that. Yes, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting myself in trouble.
Real quickly, Bob, I'm so funny you mentioned that. Last night or yesterday when I got home from work before my nap, I put on All in the Family, and it was that episode where Edith is going through the changes. And you want to talk about, if you haven't seen that episode yet, it is one of the funniest episodes of All in the Family and on TV because you know how impatient Archie Bunker is. Archie finally got to the point he says, Edith, if you're going to have that change, you better do it within 30 seconds because I'm not doing this nice stuff with you anymore. Oh, it was great. Great stuff.
If only it were that easy.
Yeah, right.
Right? That's, I'm glad women have to go through it because we would be curled up in a ball somewhere going, I can't handle it.
Suffer vicariously, I know.
Yeah, right. Shohei Ohtani, he stepped up to the plate in the 8th inning Wednesday night, and the Dodgers were already in control when he launched a 3-run bomb, and the Dodgers pulled away with an 8-0 victory against the choppy New York Mets that gave them a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. And so Los Angeles rebounded from a loss at home by pitching its 4th shutout in the past 5 playoff games. High school action from yesterday, girls flag football. It was TJ over Tuscarora by a score of 20-18 and double overtime. The Hawks remain unbeaten on the season. Audrey Newton threw a 3-yard touchdown pass to Caitlin Crotty. Addison Queen ran for a 1-yard touchdown, and the Urbana Hawks 13-0 over Frederick. Linganore beat Middletown by a score of 21-0. Morgan Roberts carried the ball 5 times, 82 yards. Sierra Eanes led 7 different receivers with 4 receptions for 47 yards. Field hockey yesterday, Oakdale over Tuscarora 5-2. It was Westminster down Frederick 3-0. And women's soccer, Mount St. Mary's defeated Canisius. They didn't defeat them. They booted to a 1-1 tie. There you go. That's a look at sports.
Wow. Thank you very much. And we're sorry about the Mets. They've got what? They got to win the next.
Yeah, down 2-1. Real quickly, Bob, when you say Canisius, I think of Knishes. That crosses my mind. Have you ever had a Knish before, Bob?
No, this is a public show. This is a family show, for goodness sakes. I've about ready to have a conniption.
Well, that's the usual when you have to deal with me every morning. But they don't have Knishes in Woodsboro. Great food. I gotta bring you one next time I go back to New York. I'm gonna bring you Knish.
I appreciate it. Yeah, bring us back something.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe, hopefully, well, yeah, bring back something for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
something
gentlemen.
tasty.
We will see you tomorrow to wrap up this week.
Have a good one. Good morning, Frederick, and goodbye.
See ya. Oh, yes. There we go. Now you're updated on what? Well, you're updated on the fact the Mets lost. So there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to talk about what's happening in Frederick. We've got Ronald Layman, our Frederick artist, one of our Frederick artists. We've got Melissa Bolden from NAD Wellness Spa as well coming up. And it's just after this quick break.
Join Hartley House on October 18th and 19th for 2 incredible events. Get your tickets for Cocktails and Carbs on Friday the 18th from 6 until 9 and plan to attend Walk a Mile in Their Shoes on the 19th at 10 a.m. in Baker Park. Your participation will help to end intimate partner violence. Details at hartleyhouse.org.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect there. Shadow family beyond compare.
Oh, that's going to be so fun. Such a fun event. Make sure you get your tickets. It starts tomorrow. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, I got to go decorate our tree today. All right, let's talk about what is happening in this great town of Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Taco Bar. It's Berea Thursday at Taco Bar on West Point Plaza on Route 40, kind of right between 40 and alternate 40 at that little section of V that goes up so you can enter from either side. Berea is slow cooked shredded beef served a variety of ways. The most common one is on tacos with melted cheese and paired with consomme, which is the beef broth made from the same Berea juices. You can get a Berea taco, queso Berea, there's even pizza Berea, torta Berea, Berea fries, and more. Well, pretty much anything you want to put Berea on, they will do it. This special is only available on Thursdays at Taco Bar because the meat takes a long time to cook and they want to make sure it is fresh and delicious. TacoBar1.com. All right, now we're going to get into what's happening in Frederick. All right, remember, for the calendar with all the links, just go to promocircus.com, click on Everything Frederick Live and the calendar of events, and you're going to see everything. There is also this bit.ly, which is a short link, and it is case sensitive. So when you do it, you're going to go to your URL, up at the top. You're going to enter https://bit.ly/uppercase E, uppercase F and then calendar. And you can access the calendar that we work very hard every single day to chock full of events. And in this segment, I pick out the ones that make the most sense for us to talk about each day. All right, hurricane relief efforts. Today is the final day to drop off your donations at the American Legion on Taney Avenue. They are taking donations from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. today, and that is for the second convoy for Pulling for Veterans. They leave tomorrow morning for North Carolina. All right, they are specifically asking for any medical equipment like braces, crutches, canes, walkers. They've asked for eyeglasses, over-the-counter medications, winter gear, solar lights, flashlights, propane stoves, and fuel. Now, they're asking for much of this to be new, but the winter gear, if you have a gently used coat or gloves or hats or anything like that, it is getting awfully cold, not only here, but certainly there and up in the upper terrains where people are the most cut off from the help. So they've been doing a great job down there trying to get supplies to the people that need them. But if you have any of those items and you want to drop them off, you can do it today at the American Legion on Taney Avenue. And then after today, we will look around to see if anyone else is doing additional collections and keep you updated about that. All right, let's see. Today, Frederick County Workforce Services is doing job search support until noon. You can head over to the home of everything Frederick around 11 for the opening of the store today. 11 to 5 again, American Legion, Taney Avenue. It's the final day for Pulling for Veterans. 6 to 9 p.m. tonight, there is a portrait drawing in charcoal at the Delaplane Visual Arts. It is a class, so you're going to want to go online if you're interested in that and get details. And high school sports throughout the county. And then 7 to 9 p.m. tonight, 10th Ward Distilling has live jazz. Tomorrow, Trek or Treat at Tree Trekkers. It's the first day, 1:30 to 3 p.m. Get your tickets for a time slot. When I looked yesterday, I think that there were a few tickets remaining for that. And it's a lot of fun. You can, everything is decorated and you're going to get some treats. From 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow night at the Delaplane Arts Center, it is cocktails and carbs to benefit Hartley House. $75 a person, $125 per couple. You get exquisite cocktails and mouth-watering carb-loaded appetizers. But the best thing is that it benefits Hartley House. You can get your tickets at hartleyhouse.org. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m., the Maryland Ensemble Theater presents Alone, Tales from Edgar Allan Poe. Oh my gosh, I think that would be very cool. All right, on Saturday, it's going to be a nice weekend, fingers crossed. 10 a.m., Baker Park Band Shell. You can join Walk a Mile in Their Shoes to benefit Hartley House. You can hear survivors speak and get some great information about all the stuff that Hartley House is involved in. You can go to hartleyhouse.org for more information. There is no fee to join. You can just show up. And hopefully you're inspired by the stories to support that organization even more. 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. is Trek or Treat at Tree Trekkers. Make sure to get your tickets. You can't just show up there. I mean, you could, but if there's no tickets available, you can't get in. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the William F. Moran Museum and Foundation in Middletown. You can attend the 9th annual All Forged Knife Show and Auction featuring Forged in Fire. There are 3 of the 4 judges are going to be on site with items that they are selling. It's really a great place there and so interesting, the story about William F. Moran. Sunday at Murphy Farm 9 to 3, it is the Maryland International Harvesters Show, and it's free. Tractor show, kids games, wagon rides, pumpkin picking. That sounds like a great day. So if you're looking for something free to do, head to our calendar and look up the information for the Maryland International Harvester Show, or just put it into Google and you'll find it. From 11 to 7, it is the Glade Valley Corn Maze. At 1:30, the Maryland Ensemble Theater, this is the Fun Company, presents the 3 Swingin' Little Pigs. And from 5 to 8 p.m., it is the Adventure Park Trick or Treat happening as well. So you can check out all the details for those on the calendar. Now, we want you to save the dates, and we'll be talking more about it. Now, our October 24th, onesie twosie, we're all here for the Bus Boozy event, the double-decker bus. So we've sold the original 24 tickets. Once we see what the weather is like, we could release up to an additional 24 tickets because we want to utilize both decks. So if it's raining, obviously we need to make sure everybody can get under cover, and that capacity is 24. So if you want to attend, it's going to be a great time. It's $25 a person. We're asking for, the theme is onesies, PJ, Halloween shirt. It is ladies only. Reach out to me and I will put you on the wait list, and we will let you know as soon as probably Monday what is happening there. October 26th, 2 great events. 8 a.m., the All-In TJ 3K Color Rush for Cancer. It benefits the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. 2 to 5 p.m., it is Canines on the Creek to benefit the FSK Lions Club. If you have a dog that likes to get dressed up in costumes and loves other dogs, then head down to the creek. There is a fee to enter, which benefits the FSK Lions Club, but there are prizes. There is judging, so get your dog in the best costume you can find. And then October 29th, it is the Junior Entrepreneur Pitch Competition. Again, you see the bit.ly. You can access the full calendar there. There are no less than 70 events a day, pretty much, that happen in this town every single day. It is pretty incredible how many events that we have going on. All right, if you have an event you want to include it on the calendar, you can email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com or message me on social media, and I will be sure to add it. All right, let's talk about people of Frederick. Well, Ronald Layman is a 4th-generation artist decorator. He can paint old hollow doors to look like mahogany or walnut, and he can even paint doors to look like marble. He's painted areas in the Kennedy Center, and he's painted murals on the streets of Frederick. We are so proud that he is part of our community. Here's Ronald Layman. Ronald Layman, artist extraordinaire, Mr. Christmas to some people.
It's the king of Christmas.
The king of Christmas.
There's a whole different person. It's the other one.
Okay, the king of Christmas. You are just so talented. I'm so excited to be able to feature you on this show. I've worked with you or known you for a long time, off and on, but had no idea all the stuff that you're involved in. So that's why I wanted to do this. So we were talking a little bit earlier. Painting is in your blood, or artistry in your blood, literally.
Yeah, my great-grandfather started in 1890. And the odd thing is we don't know who taught him, because in 1890 you just don't, pick stuff up and go. But since then, yeah, continuously going 4 generations.
That's amazing. And did your father make a living as an artist as well?
Painter-decorator.
Painter-decorator.
So a lot more painting, but
yeah,
and more which would be decorating like this.
Yeah.
But yeah. He had his own business Dad came back from Vietnam, and I believe it was 1969, and started his own company shortly thereafter.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so when you were growing up, obviously being around it, It's interesting because sometimes kids divert completely away from what their parents are doing. Obviously, that was not the case.
It was the case.
Oh, it was
I didn't want
the
anything
case.
to
So
do.
you diverted and you turned.
Yeah, I didn't want anything. Actually, it's not that I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't think it was for me.
Right.
And then I tried to go to college for a little bit, and I'm like, that definitely isn't for me.
Let's head back to this painting thing. So,
Well, yeah. What happened was I started, and then I was young, and knew it all against my dad, and he was like, "Why don't you go do your own thing for a little while?" So I did because I wanted a bigger business.
right.
And for about 10, 15 years, it was a very, very large company.
Wow.
And then we're just doing regular residential, some commercial painting.
Yeah.
And then next door to my old office calls me up. He's like, "Do you know how to do that Fox painting stuff?"
Fox.
I get it all the time. And I'm like, "I'm familiar." And I ended up going over. It was Hollywood Casino in Charlestown. So we did the whole Hollywood Casino. That was like the first casino project.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so when you go in that big entrance at the main, and you look at all the patina on the walls, that's all me. Then when you see there's all like what appears to be poster frames, like aged bronze, that's not. It's wood painted. It's just fun.
Yeah. So all of the faux stylings. I think when I first came back to Frederick in 2008 or 2007, you had the faux school.
Still do, yep.
Oh, okay.
Technically, that's where you're standing. That's where I teach classes.
So this is it now. Okay. So at the time, it's where McClintock
downtown, yes.
Distilling is now. I think that was the kind of first time I was like, what the heck is the faux school, right? I didn't know.
It started out a weird, I don't even know. Well, I was doing that casino, and then I did some other stuff. Like I decorated, painted all the surfaces outside at the Kennedy Center to look like the marble on the building's facade. And there was painters working there, and there's always painters working around. They're like, "Hey, would you teach me how to do that?" And I'm like, "Sure, whatever." So it was faux painting was a big thing. I guess that was in the 90s, and then we just called it the faux school. But it's not even that at this. Like we just don't.
It's just the school. It's
Pretty-
just the school of painting and
more like decorative arts.
Decorative arts,
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah, because it is really impressive that you can do things like this with paint and plaster and all of that. So how did that transpire? Did you just look at something and go, "Hey, I think I can do that"?
Well, so growing up, even just doing regular painting, but watching Dad, like I wasn't even working for my father. I think it was 2 years before I was allowed to touch like a brush. No joke. It was like scraping, sanding, sweeping, scraping, sanding, sweeping. It stunk.
Yeah.
But that's what the part of it was. And then, but you're learning. Start looking around. So I took a class from a buddy out in Vegas. It wasn't a buddy at the time, but he's become a buddy.
Yeah.
Decorated the Bellagio, beautiful places.
Wow.
And I wanted to learn how to do big walls quickly.
Yeah.
And then I just started looking around, and I ran into another couple people, started learning from here, learning from there. And I was like, "Well, I have a studio. Why don't you come teach a class?" You're just watching everybody do their thing in the workshop, and it's like, I'm kind of getting paid to learn on top of it.
Yeah. So are you from Frederick?
Born and raised in
Born and
Walkersville.
raised in, okay, which is pretty cool. You've painted quite a bit in and around Frederick. Things that a lot of people would know, probably don't know you did it.
Probably,
Yeah. I know you have a temporary Halloween thing. I saw that on your social media up at Center of
Sound Mind Body?
Yes.
Over in East, what is that, 28 East 6th Street?
Yeah, that looks very cool.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it
You
in
gotta
person yet.
But what it is I painted it. It looked really cool. And then Michael and Maureen were like, "Why don't we do some punching up?" Like, they make these paints that react to black light.
I thought you were going to add something so it glowed or it lit up somehow. Yeah.
But that came about because I spent about 5 months painting the mural in the front of the building.
Yeah.
If you saw that.
Yes, I did. I've been there. That's really cool. You also painted. So you have wings somewhere, right?
Those wings keep changing.
I know.
Yeah, every season, and there's another set coming for the winter season.
Yeah.
Other than let me think. Another set of wings. I don't know if I have another set of wings.
Okay, so just those.
He's got one permanently painted on the building, and they got the switch outs.
Yeah.
And then the mural on East 6th Street, and there's a mural over at McCurdy Field on Jefferson. Is that Jefferson?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is Jefferson Street. Okay.
Yep, it was originally painting designed by Rebecca Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
A watercolor of Scotty. Remember, you ever heard about Scotty the bus?
Yes.
So after Scotty passed away, Blaine Young came about, he was like, I want to paint a mural to memorialize Scotty and everything he did. So
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah,
can
he
you
was
paint that
very
on the wall? I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's iconic. But what's the favorite thing you like to do? Like when you get this job, it's like you're looking forward to it. Are there any in particular, or every job?
Every job's cool because they're always different. Like even the technique's never the same.
Yeah.
Like I spent 5 months last year working on a house in Middleburg, painting 28 doors to like crotch figure flame mahogany.
Wow.
That was fun, but at the end of it, I'm like, if I see another door, walnut, oak, cherry, anything, it's just a matter of doing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, that's how I think this got, not think. So way back somewhere in the 1800s, I can't remember his name, but he came over from the UK. He would just travel around, but he started up in the New England area, but he would paint cheap doors to like very expensive exotic doors. And, oh God, I think it was William Wall. And he just kind of worked his way down, and that's kind of, I think how some of this came over a little bit. And then, of course, through Ellis Island and all the craftsmen coming over at those time frames.
Yeah, you spend some time overseas, you learn from people who are doing things as well and bring that back. So you have a YouTube channel.
Yep, that's how most of my first-time customers and students find me is YouTube.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, not only are you traveling around the world to learn, but the world is finding you no matter where. Do you have a coolest thing you've ever done?
Casino ceiling in Alabama. It's 10,000 square feet.
By yourself?
My brother helped me.
What? How is that possible?
How
How is it possible to do a ceiling? I can't even paint the ceiling of my house without cricking my neck or hurting my back or any of that. How is that possible?
I don't know. I just do it.
You just
it's
do
just
it.
yeah. It's not, but that's cool because I mean, it's one. I don't like heights. Two, I was working 60 feet in the air every day on this construction site. It's loud, and I remember it was
being immersed in your fear.
my God! One I was doing this giant. Part of it had a giant dome. I mean, the dome was so big. If my head was at the top of the dome, there was probably another 10 feet from my bottom of my foot to the edge of the dome.
Yeah.
If you ever worked inside of a dome, and you're up
loud.
here, all you hear is noise, and I'm like, John. He's like, dude, he can't hear me.
How many you can?
So we were actually using walkie-talkies
Oh wow!
and laser pointers. He's pointing.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. And is it hard when you're doing something on such scale when you're so close to it, like not getting the big picture, or you kind of know where you are in it at all times?
It's totally different because on the ground, when you look up, it looks like soft little water vapor creating the clouds. But when you're up high, it looks like somebody just spit. No joke, that's what it looks like. I mean, I use my big machines and I'm for detail, but when you're up close, it doesn't look like a cloud.
Right.
Because it's like theater.
Yeah.
When you go to the theater and see the old set painters, if you get on stage, it looks very exaggerated, almost animated.
Oh, right.
But when you're
far
60 feet out in the crowd, it looks real.
Yeah.
Same
That's
kind
awesome.
of, but it's fun. Clouds are amazing because you get to put stuff up in there. Nothing silly, just like fun stuff.
Yeah. How can somebody take your class? What do they have to do? Just find you and.
Yeah, just the website's thefauxschool.com.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, if there's one thing you'd want these people to know about you, what would that be?
Everybody's afraid to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just paint.
Yeah.
So if you make a mistake, nobody's going to be upset about it. Just paint it again.
Well, it's kind of like doing this, though. And see, the thing is, you've stepped right into just doing videos and all of that, too. I think a lot of people are nervous about it. They want it to be perfect all the time. I don't really care what happens. So I think that's the same with art sometimes. Like when you have that feeling of you don't need perfection, then I think when you slap stuff on, it just takes on a life of its own.
Well, it's like,
and you can fix it.
There's probably a dozen mistakes on these panels, but if I don't point them out, you're not going to know.
Oh my! Especially me. I would never know. I think it all looks amazing. It all looks like it's got texture and just depth and all that stuff. It's just really unreal what you can do. Well, we're glad you're part of Frederick.
Yeah.
You make Frederick better, I think. Prettier anyway, even if it's faux or fox, as some people might say. All right, this is Ronald Layman. You can look him up on YouTube, Ronald Layman, and then the Faux School, which is, I'll put it on screen for you. You can look him up. Take a class. Get some art in you, and who knows what you'll be painting next. I want to thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ah, yes, Ronald Layman, great guy. Really, really appreciate him and everything he does for our town. I love it so much. All right, we got a quick break, then we're back with Melissa from NAD Wellness Spa with science insights into anti-aging. Oh, yes, you're going to want to check this out. Trust me.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art Splatter Room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Join Hartley House on October 18th and 19th for 2 incredible events. Get your tickets for Cocktails and Carbs on Friday the 18th from 6 until 9, and plan to attend Walk a Mile in Their Shoes on the 19th at 10 a.m. in Baker Park. Your participation will help to end intimate partner violence. Details at hartleyhouse.org.
Ah, yes. Be sure you're attending that. All right. A&S Construction, a local and multi-award winning awards all the time. Woman and minority owned business, and it's located right here in Frederick. We love that Sandra is a woman in the trades and she's just killing it. A&S Construction is specializes in roofing and siding. They also can take care of your windows and gutters. They could even build you a new patio or deck. They took care of our gutters. I love it. We have that steel mesh stuff. It's like a grate that sits on top so that the water gets in, but the debris does not. Don't forget, you can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement, or $50 off any roof repairs, as long as you tell her that you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. All right, you can call 301-703-2157, or you can email Sandra info@ansconstruction.net, info@ansconstruction.net. Send her an email. Tell her, hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing. And maybe, what do you think about this? And she'll come out. She'll give you a quote. She'll be fair. And she's so, so good. Quick to respond if you have an emergency. If you have a leak, make sure you contact her right away and she will come out and take care of you. That I know for sure. All right, let's talk about who is making our Frederick market beautiful. Market Makers is sponsored by Antietam World Travel Service. Travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com right now and get started on your dream vacation. Melissa Bolden is a nurse practitioner who was convinced by her brother to look into the beauty, health, and wellness side. So she first started with Alazzo Med Spa and now is excited to bring NAD Wellness Spa to Frederick. I have to tell you, when I first interviewed her, had no idea what NAD was. Now I see it everywhere, and we're so lucky to have it right here in Frederick. Let's meet Melissa and find out all about this.
Melissa, we're at
NAD Wellness. Well,
Spa.
wellness?
Wellness Spa.
Wellness Spa.
Yes.
NAD Wellness Spa. You were just telling me, I went on a tour. First of all, the place is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Your decor, I would love to see your home. It's so warm and inviting in here. The touches are excellent. It is not.
Thank you.
I can't even believe like this was just a box with
I know, it used
walls,
to be a gym.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's definitely different now.
Yeah, there's none of that here. It's very beautiful. And I guess really the whole point is this is a place to get beautiful from the inside.
Correct. We're healing from the inside out here at NAD.
So yeah, and your history with beauty and wellness started a long time ago with Alazzo Med Spa.
Correct.
And that's the medical procedure side.
Correct.
Yeah, so the Botox, the fillers,
Right.
the things like that.
Yeah, I got my NP degree, and my brother asked me if I wanted to open a laser hair removal clinic, and I was like, I don't know anything about it.
Oh.
So I kind of just dove in feet first and opened up one. This was back in, oh gosh, this was 20 plus years ago. So
Yeah.
I've been doing the medical med spa industry for quite a while.
Yeah.
Alazzo is our newest, and that we opened in 2013. So
Yeah.
Alazzo has been there for a little while.
Yeah. So always when you were going to school, becoming a nurse practitioner, was this kind of the goal?
No, not at all. Not at all. Sometimes
Okay.
life gives you a curveball.
Well, it does.
And yeah, my brother, my older brother, so I looked up to him, and
Yeah.
he kind of got involved with some guys doing this type of service. So it really wasn't
Yeah.
even on my radar until he kind of approached me with it, and I was like, hey, why not? Let's just
Yeah.
give it a whirl. So
Yeah, and your background medically,
Yes.
I can imagine, has helped a lot of the way, just in credibility
Sure.
alone. Like
Yeah.
it's not just somebody just fly by night.
Right. Well, the state of Maryland does have some pretty strict regulations when
Okay.
it comes to that. So a nurse practitioner is somebody that can own a med spa, but not anybody just can open up one and do.
Oh, great.
So you have to
That's
have,
good to know.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have to have this mid-level provider to oversee,
Gotcha.
to be a part of them. So
Gotcha.
they do, a good job of that.
Yeah, and then NAD.
Yes.
Kind of, you're gonna have to tell, because I can't even try to pronounce but it basically talk about the formulation and why it's exciting.
So we were talking a little earlier. I started looking into the trends for 2023 when it comes to anti-aging, because I'm always trying to keep up on what's new and what's coming for Alazzo.
Those of us aging appreciate
Yes,
it.
I think it was actually Cosmo that had some, the top 10, anti-aging trends, and NAD was part of it, and I didn't know what NAD was, so I started looking into it, and I got very curious about the process. It's actually called the anti-aging or longevity molecule.
Okay.
It's nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide is the technical name for it, and it stimulates your sirtuins, for anybody that's kind of sciencey out there, and that repairs your DNA. So the whole concept behind it, I started following a Harvard professor, and he was doing studies on anti-aging. And as we get older, our NAD levels decline. So our DNA is not repairing itself. We're not fixing what's broken, basically. And so we get age-related diseases, be it cardiovascular or lung or skin, just the aging part of our skin, the crepiness and the lack of, collagen and elastin, and cancers. There's lots of things that kind of go wrong when our body isn't repairing itself. So the NAD molecule, if we can stimulate it and boost it, then we can start healing from the inside out.
Yeah, okay, and you opened this just recently?
Yes, back in May.
May, yes. So congratulations, you're getting there.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's excellent. And do you find that this attracts a totally different clientele than the Alazzo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I thought there'd be a little bit more hand in hand.
Crossover.
We do have some crossover. People
sure.
are obviously, interested in wellness, but there is a little bit of a different clientele that are treating. I think people in general are looking more towards getting healthy from the inside out, the natural approach to anti-aging. So I do find that this is very popular. It's just a matter of getting it out there, getting people aware that it's here. Everybody not everybody, but a lot of people that call are like, oh my goodness, finally there's something like this in Urbana. I've been looking for this. Or somebody was from California. They're like, oh, this is on every street corner in California.
Of course.
But, we're a little behind the times
Along
on the
with
East
the
Coast.
oxygen bars
Yes.
and all of that.
So
but yeah.
we're getting there. We're getting there. It definitely is something that when I first started it, I was kind of focused on the anti-aging part because everything here will stimulate your NAD molecules. But I didn't realize when I started getting clients in how beneficial it is for people that are in pain. The decrease of inflammation, people have Lyme's disease, or people have arthritis, or people have a shoulder surgery. I mean, as we get older, we start to get, some of those age-related pains. So this is definitely beneficial.
yes. Waking up and going, what happened?
Pretty much.
Yeah. What I like actually is that it doesn't seem trendy. It doesn't seem like a thing. It just seems like smart science to utilize these things. Like you said, the infrared. You have, what was the first place we saw the red light therapy, and then the cryo room to do the things that our body wants to do naturally, but just needs a jump start, right?
Correct. When I first started this, I thought, oh, it's something people will want to do, and not really knowing why they're doing it. And I feel like because I'm a nurse practitioner, I wanted to get a little bit of science involved. That's why the name NAD Wellness Center, because I wanted people to understand why they're doing it, not that it just feels good, but what's the, what's going on behind the scenes, what's the science behind it.
And have you, in your research and before you even opened, seen people and their results and heard kind of that, or if you even seen it already here?
Well, I think yes. I think before I opened, I just, I saw the papers, the research, that's kind of how science is. You do all this research and having been in the medical field for quite a while, that doesn't always play out. You get these papers and they say it's going to do this, but does it really, and I find that doing this, people after one treatment are like, oh my goodness, I don't have this pain, which to me is just so rewarding because I feel like, yes, it's working, people are getting relief, and that's really what I want. I want people just to feel better and
You're
be
helping
healthier.
people. That's amazing. That really is good. So if there was one thing you wanted people to know about NAD wellness, like what would you like them to take away?
I think the overall health of it, if you are looking to just be healthier, you don't have to buy into the whole, NAD or stimulating, repairing. And it's just, if you want to do something internally for yourself, just the mental feeling after doing the treatments is so beneficial. Stress has been a strong part of my life here lately, and I jump in the cryo, I go sit in the red light, and it melts it away. Just from the mental state. I mean, I know we're all burdened by, our own specific trials and tribulations, and I feel like something just to take you away, just to help you relax, is so beneficial.
And how is this organized here? Is it a monthly membership? Is it you can just kind of buy as you go? You can
all the above.
Okay.
So to just try it, it's half off. And then if you do a package, it's cheaper. You can a package of 3, 8, or 12. You can spread those over 3 months. You can do a membership, which is monthly. It just depends on how often. I like people to try it, and then once they try it, it's how often do you think you can come in? Do you think it's once a week? Do you want to do all 3? Is it just 2 things that you like? It's just kind of you cater it to tailor it to what your
so
needs
it's
are.
nice. It is.
And you can share them, which is also nice. So if you don't think you'll use all 8, but maybe you and your spouse, or you and your mom, or you and your child, we have a bunch of those combinations that they can share
really
the
nice
memberships.
too. And so you're saving the money, and then you're able to buy more.
Yes.
That's really cool. All right, we're going to make sure the website's on screen. I'm assuming they can go there.
Yes.
Get all the details.
Yep.
Find out more, book their time.
Exactly.
And
You
come
can
on
book through, we're with MindBody, so MindBody app. You can do the mindbodyonline.com. You can do the NAD Wellness app. So you just create a profile, and then you can see the schedule and just book whatever works
Well,
for
we
you.
want to thank Melissa for bringing this to
you.
Frederick, because we think that, I agree, the internal thing is a big thing now.
Yes.
I'm even looking at it with foods and everything else. And if you can get your body fixed healthily, Why not? Why wouldn't you do it? NAD Wellness. Check them out. We thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Ah, yes. I'm going to try that cryo thing. I don't like the cold, but we're going to see. It's supposed to be really, really good for you. And then the sauna. Oh, boy. It's going to be great. All right. Coming up tomorrow's show, Bob and Chris from WFMD are back to wrap up the week. I've got Alex Bassett from Mount Airy Mocha. She is a coffee trailer. And James Morgan from Key City Myofascial Release. Please tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Have an amazing day. The week is almost over. So just get out there and be great, Frederick.
From downtown